I was in New York City at the end of a very long day of conversations with other speakers and authors. And it was my first time to actually give a copy of my book away to someone. And there was this guy who's a big influence on me. His name's Joey. And Joey and I were talking at the end of this day. It was a day-long event. And at the end of the day, we're talking, and I said, "Hey, Joey, how do you sell your books from stage? How do you talk about it from stage?" And he said, "Mike, that's a great question. Here's what I do. There's this one thing that I have. Like, I know there's just one part of my book that I want everybody to go to. I want them to go to it first. No matter where it is in the book, this is one thing I want them to really get from the beginning of the book. So I lead them to that one place." "Mike, do you have a place like that?" I said, "No, exactly what you're talking about, Joey. I have one of those places." He said, "What is it?" I said, "It's chapter 32. He goes, "Tell me what's chapter 32. I gotta know what's in chapter 32. And I said, "Joey, chapter 32 is you will find what you're looking for." If you're like me, there have been times in the past you went looking for something, or you went even differently knowing that you weren't going to find something. So at the very beginning, if you're like me, I would ask you this question: do you consider yourself to be open-minded? And everybody would say yes. "Yeah, of course I'm open-minded, Mike." "That's great. So you picked up this book about communication. Why? Because you want to learn more about communication, or you want to tell someone online or off that this guy who wrote the book doesn't know anything about it?" You'll find what you're looking for. And the way that I pitch it from stage, the way that I say it from stage is, listen, the first thing I want you to do when you get the book, I want you to go to page 32 and I want you to read it. You will find what you're looking for. There's some stuff in there. Listen, you will find what you're looking for. And I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but I'm going to share just a little bit of it with you. You will find what you're looking for. And if you're looking for someone who's out to get you, you'll find it. If you're looking for reasons to become bitter, you will find them as well. If you're looking for an opportunity to hold a grudge, you won't have to look far until you'll find it. And in the exact same manner, if you're looking for people who believe in you, you will find them. If you're looking for someone who is for you, you'll find that too. If it's true that you'll find what you're looking for, then the obvious question is, what are you hoping to find? The question is difficult because it depends on two things. One, what am I hoping to find? But then two, how hard am I willing to look to find it? So I don't know the number one reason why you stop looking to find things. I don't know why other people do it. I mean, I know why I have stopped looking to find things in the past whenever I stopped. And largely it was because it was hard, or because it was uncharted territory, because I wasn't even really sure how to do it. Like, the reason why that's important to me is because according to the New York Times, 81% of Americans want to write a book every year, but only 1% do. And in 2023, I became one of the 1%. This was a time where I finished, I didn't finish there's a bunch of books that I started on my hard drive that's still in my hard drive. But this one time I finished it and I got it out into the world. But there are other times where I didn't finish the goal. When you haven't finished the goal, what got in the way? Why have you not finished or not followed through on some of the things that you know that you could do and should do, and maybe that you're uniquely built to do? So that's what I want to talk about today. There was this one time, I wrote about it in the book, there was this one time where I lost my job. And it wasn't a job to me, it had become my identity more than anything. And I've got this bookshelf over here. I've got several books by several different authors. And I've got 5 books, I think, from this one author who's very influential to me. And so I went on social media and I sent him a message. I said, "Hey, I just lost my job," told him about it. I said, "If we were in a coffee shop, what would you say to me?" And his reply came very quickly. He said, "Mike, don't look on the past. Don't focus on the past. Look straight ahead. Look at what God has for you. Look forward. Don't look back." And in my mind, when he's talking about that, it's kind of like he's describing a car to me. And in a car, you're looking at the windshield, right? Like, you're looking forward through the windshield. You're not looking over your shoulder. You're not looking, even in the rearview mirror, there's a reason why the rearview mirror is exponentially smaller than the windshield, right? Because it's so much better for us to look forward. That's why this book The very first thing I want you to read is actually chapter 32. Because I want you to go into this book open-minded. I want you to go in this book not looking for a reason to not get something out of the book. I mean, I want you to get more out of the book than you can possibly imagine. Listen, I want you to get at least 10 times the value of what you paid for the book. I want you to get that out of the book. I would rather be more like 100 times value. So the question is, what are you looking for, and how hard are you willing to look to find it? There's also this thing that I put in just about every chapter of the book, and these are blind spots. And I put those in there because you and I have all run into some trouble that we didn't expect. And that's, to me, what those blind spots are. So I've got 2 blind spots. I wrote them up here on the board, number 33 and number 34. Blind spot number 33, it's on page 101. Here's what it says. It says, don't stop looking for something that's important to you just because it takes longer than you thought it would to find it. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that you'll find what you're looking for the first time or the second time. Don't let that stay in your blind spot. Listen, it's worth you continuing to pursue the thing you're looking for. We don't always find it the first time or the second time. Listen, I get it. I don't always do that either. That's why I'm really trying to coach myself up. I'm trying to coach you and me up both when I say, even if you don't find it the first time, keep looking because it's important to you. And then blind spot number 34, it's whenever I was at my heaviest, I'd actually stopped really even caring how much I weighed. I weighed 334 pounds at the time, and I remember it. And I just kept thinking, I mean, I wasn't sick. I just kept thinking that the dude in the mirror maybe wasn't worth the effort. The dude in the mirror wasn't worth the change. Not my bride's husband, or not my children's father, my children's daddy. Not that, no, the guy in the mirror, the guy that I've known my whole life. That was one of the things that I really kind of bought into for a while. So blind spot number 34 is, don't buy it. Listen, you are worth it. You're not defined by your most recent mistakes or failures. Don't let the facts about your current situation outweigh the value that you have and the value that you bring to your family, your organization, your community. Listen, you're not broken, and I'm not here to fix you. If you're like me, there are days where you feel broken. If you're like me, there are days when you feel like, man, this thing that I'm doing, I'm not doing enough good to even make a difference. And I know that version of Mike, way back in the day, I lost my will for looking for hope, and I lost my will for looking for help. I just thought, well, this is how it's always going to be. Now, thankfully, I didn't stay there. I'm one who believes in God, and God didn't leave me there, right? Like that's not how it ended for me. But for me, the very first thing that I want you to notice, like again, back to the beginning for this short video, back to the beginning, chapter 32, you will find what you're looking for. So the only questions, 2 questions. What are you looking for? How hard are you willing to work? What's your commitment level? Listen, you can do great things, you can do big things, and you can do small things over and over and over again very, very well and be able to do good. I mean, I fundamentally believe that all of us can do good. And the truth is, I say it all the time in schools, everybody can do good, but nobody can do the good you can do the way you can do it. And that's true for me as well. So as you start reading this book or start rereading this book or consuming the content this way, or maybe you're going to listen to the audiobook, however you're going to do it, listen, before you even crack it open, and I hope it's true for this one, but not just for this book, for any other book that you buy or any other course that you take or any other thing that you're going to do to try to discover who you are and then who you want to become. Identify what you're looking for. You're looking for truth. You're looking for encouragement. You're looking for accountability. You'll find those things. Keep looking. Keep doing good.